Here we are! Hearts of Iron 4 Götterdämmerung has been released. Let's go. And what better nation to play a new and improved Germany? We'll leave it on Iron Man with historical focus on. Let's see just how improved it is. And this looks pretty much exactly like how I remember it. Almost. Those red lines look bigger. Disclaimer before we get into the video. This DLC adds so much new stuff. New focuses, new mechanics. I cannot show everything in one video. It's not possible. Stuff will be missed. We'll get to it eventually.
This is a chance to try out my experimental enlarging ray, but we'll need a guinea pig.
With that out of the way, let's start talking Germany. And what better way to talk Germany than to show you this heckin' chonker of a focus tree. I'm playing this on an ultra wide screen, and even I have to pan like crazy all over the tree just to get to what I need. Fortunately, these buttons do help: an army path, an air force path, a navy path, an economy path, well, two economy paths, the historical branch of politics, and the ahistorical branch. We are going to be sticking with an historical Germany run. We will see, is historical Germany still powerful? Is it overly complex, or can we still do it? Well, let's start by remilitarizing the Rhineland. Next up, Germany does start with a land warfare facility, and we can assign a scientist right away. Nice, we start with one breakthrough point already. Flamethrower tanks are powerful. We'll start with military engineering vehicles. It looks new. I want to see what it does. As for research, well, a lot of these things are now new. These are technologies locked behind special projects. Not everything is available to us right away. Now, you might notice in the research tree, a lot of these corners are color-coded. Green corner, land warfare breakthroughs. Red corner, air breakthrough progress. Blue corners for Navy. And then finally, yellow corners for nuclear research. And some even do both. Production. Miniguns. We'll put a bit on artillery and support equipment. Light tanks, not that relevant. We do need a lot of aircraft. And then we'll build CAS afterwards. Tactical bombers aren't bad, but Germany doesn't really need them. CAS is just fine and cheaper. As for the Navy, again, nothing different here. Casually build all the vessels that are currently in the queue. And I'll move the bigger vessels down to the bottom of the queue so we can get a bit of a cascading effect. Construction is going to be a little bit different now. Why? Well, these places have a dam modifier, meaning faster building, more resources, and more factories in the state. We have a focus here. Build the Ruhr Dam, and this will give the Rhineland the dam modifier. This Ruhr area is going to be our industrial heartland. Very historical, yes. And I'm actually going to lead there with a little bit of infrastructure as well. We start with a land warfare facility, but that's it. But we want more. So we're going to build an aerodynamics and avionics facility in Westfalen. Why? Well, it's easy to build there. And then we're going to add another land warfare facility in Hessen, I think. Just so we can get a lot of research out. And Germany is a prime candidate for a lot of weird and wacky research. And of course, Civ seems like the sensible choice. All right, we have an army. Again, nothing's changed with the army. It's still the same 30 divisions. We'll keep the armor and trucks on the capital. That's the basics done. Now, unless the numbers change after launch, which they very well might, but purely numbers-wise, economic growth is always going to be more powerful. All of these look really bad at the start because you take a massive industrial hit because of the MIFO bills and the fact that you'll be hitting 75% plus consumer goods factor. It doesn't really matter because you build up way more powerful through this tree. However, the right tree starts you off with some early boosts. If you are new, I would not recommend you play around with the MIFO bills. Every month, consumer goods go up. The more land you occupy, the faster those consumer goods will go up until eventually you will be spending twice as many civilian factories on consumer goods than you really should be. It is the path we're going for because I want to show you the new mechanics. Now, the devs already don't like me for this, but it still works. We're going to train up all these cavalry brigade and put them on the high equipment priority. Why, you must be asking me? Well, Anschluss. The German army needs to be 25 times larger than the Austrian army when counting only properly equipped units. Either the calculation for this is off, or there's something bugged. But I can get this in about 6 months. So let's see just how powerful I can make this new Germany. Alright, the Rhineland remilitarized. Next step, we are reorganizing the Wehrmacht. This gives us the needed 5% war support to get us to war economy. Unfortunately, we lose Neurath and we lose a slew of generals and field marshals, but it's a price I must pay today. Wehrmacht reorganized straight into war economy, and from here we move on to one of the other new mechanics for Germany. Down here, the Führerprinzip. When we do this, we activate the inner circle. So the way this works is this has 3 slots available, and you have 7 people available to pick from. See, if I take Speer, he's going to wait a little bit of time, and then he's automatically going to complete the next focus in line, employ Philipp Holzmann. And then he's going to continuously work down until he starts one of these mutually exclusive focuses. What happens then is you get an event. Do you want this man, or do you want to switch him out at this point? And then you can choose to start working on, for instance, Tod instead, or you commit to Speer. In short, the guys on the left will improve your industry. This man in the center is going to have everything to do with foreign occupation. Goebbels here is going to give you war support and fascism support. Bormann makes advisors cheaper, and Hess makes the industry slightly better. I don't want Göring. I will never hire Göring. Well, let's go with Tod today. I've done a test game with Speer. He ends up being very nice, but today let's try Tod. There we go. And we've already cheesed the Anschluss. Mifo bills will get more expensive. Yes. Not good. And that is all the cavalry done. We'll convert everything to Infanterie Division, and we'll let them train. All right, we've built another facility. This is an air facility. Helicopters or radar, boys. Can't get either of them yet, so we'll just hire the best man for the best job. Just get Fortunate Son blaring through speakers as we descend on Moscow. Yes. Military engineering vehicles are done, and we can add these to the production queue. Armored support vehicles. A couple of them might be nice to start with. We'll get a lot of guns from the Czechs and the Austrians, so let's just leave 5 factories on guns, and then we can start working on the air. We have some more political power, but the Anschluss is almost done. I'm gonna hire Chief of the Air Force. We'll get Kesselring, get that air experience ticking in. And Austria always says yes. Hurrah! That immediately made the Mifo bills less painful. We are going to be shifting over towards building military factories a little bit sooner than if we take the other path, mostly because of the Mifo builds heavily incentivizing military factory construction speed. Fortunately, we now have access to price controls, which are down here. So the top options, net benefit, but the benefit is minor. The bottom options are a larger benefit in terms of consumer goods, but you will take a hit in another department. This really does simulate the ticking time bomb that the German economy is and or was. It is so unstable. The whole Mifo bills is one big pyramid scheme. It's a massive Ponzi scheme. Right, I completely forgot about Spain. I must have missed the pop-up or got so engrossed in this focus tree that I just did not pay attention to it. Let us send them some volunteers. So air volunteers along with all of our fast units. And now the painful grind in Spain begins. Try to find states that don't have the unplanned offensives. I think we'll get Hesse. Now, don't worry. Unless you've picked Hesse here and he's been able to do his focuses, he will fuck off. But he will no longer steal an airplane to go to Britain when you're winning if you have actually appointed him to your inner circle. So don't worry, there won't be a massive troll by picking him. Von Kleist is leveling up nicely. Panzerleader go up very fast. Well, that is most, if not all, of the Republican army trapped. Oh, you're so bad at this game, Spain. He has reached the pinnacle of his focus tree. This is where we decide, do we want Todt? Do we want one of the other guys? We could pick Speer here. I definitely don't want Göring. We'll commit to Fritz Todt today. Now, before we carry on, I just want to quickly thank all the channel members. As a thank you to all of your support, I have named and will name every single division after a channel member. To those of you looking to support the channel, if you sign up for a membership, you will find yourself on the battlefield supporting me or dying horribly somehow. That is another research project available to us. Let's go get those flamethrower panzers, yeah? Otherwise I have to save up points to get the Landkreuzer. It's still gonna be a while. We have to do the super heavy tank chassis first, so that's still gonna be a while. Japan has done the thing. That is good. That's good. We'll talk to China. We'll send them some volunteers. Don't mind if I do. I'll just take 7 of my more experienced members, and we will be sending them off to China. A lot of people always ask me, but why do you help China? It's so ahistorical. Why not help Japan? China is the weaker party. Helping them draws out the conflict for much, much longer. 2, China has control of the airbase in Beijing. This airbase allows full coverage of the entire northern China air zone, which is where almost all of the fighting is going to be while we're here. All right, our troops have arrived in China, and our air is going to farm this for all it's worth. Maintenance companies are good. If we can get the maintenance companies too, it will allow us to build tanks a lot more cheaply. How is our basic close air support looking? Not too hot. This is a weird quirk with how CAS works. Bomb locks and bomb base both give you different missions. If the airplane you design has a different mission option than the airplanes you already have, those 2 air wings cannot reinforce each other. It is exceptionally annoying, meaning I would have to build entirely new air wings. It is annoying beyond compare, so I usually just leave it as is. I know, I just don't want to deal with it. All right, that is the Reichswerke. Let's just get the rearmament program here. Yeah, our economy is not as hot as I would like. This consumer goods thing is really taking its toll. I think I'll take a look at these armored engineer companies. The stats on these are not too bad. Yeah, these get significantly more movement bonuses. Also, river and amphibious attack, and it's more than basic marine. Oh yeah, we're gonna go with armored engineer companies. Those look tasty. All right, we have our advanced panzer research. It's February 38. I think it's time for Czechoslovakia to stop existing. So we're going to demand the Sudetenland. And once we've gobbled up Czechoslovakia, I think we'll proceed with, well, just mills everywhere. And we are also capable of building new tanks, like I said. These 3 designs come free with the focus Advanced Panzer Research, and they're pretty decent. But we will go with the Panzer IV and change it around a little. And I like to slap on the armor. And I know a lot of people say that it's a bad idea. I don't care. I'll go down to riveted armor as well. Yes, less armor, but the tank is just so much cheaper. And we'll start making these first. War in Spain is just about over, and the war in China is still paying dividends. Nice amounts of, yeah, there goes the Spanish Civil War. Nice amounts of air XP coming in. The current German armored division is not exactly great. Motorized for now, and then we'll add on tanks as we get them produced. Naturally, that's going to take a while. Oh, neat. We figured out how radar works. Very nice. Very nice. We got more political power. Now that we're definitely in the production stage of things, I'm going to hire Franz Zelter. Oh man, it might not be the Ratte, but super heavy howitzer. That sounds like something I'd be willing to research. It sounds like a great idea. Bigger is better. 1 Rosenberg office. Like I said before, the more non-core land we occupy, the worse the MIFO bills get. Fortunately, we have a solution to this called Reichskommissariats. You can click the button, it's relatively cheap, and it allows you to create a puppet state. They give you a lot of their industry, and they ease the burden of the MIFO bills. Plus, the more of these you make, the better this guy gets. So we now set up the leadership of Böhme-Mähren. Now, suddenly, Alfred Rosenberg is slightly better. Plus, this puppet is not too bad. It's going to offer us a significant amount of their industry. We will build more mills, and then I'll grab coal liquefaction, etc., because we are building a few refineries. Actually, let's get the refineries first. Ooh, update on the super heavy howitzer. More firepower or faster production? We obviously want to focus on firepower, correct? Always correct. And we can also make our airplanes slightly better. Slap on some heavy machine guns now. 4 heavies, 4 lights, engine 2s, self-sealing fuel tanks, and drop tanks. For the time being, we have enough men in the field to do Danziger War. We have enough men for the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. It's going to be mostly about churning out enough medium tanks, more fighters, more CAS. That is going to be the main thing going forward. Got my improved mediums as well, which is very neat, very nice. Christie suspension, armor's fine. Big old turret, stick with a medium howitzer. It's fine for a single player. I need to wait 64 days. So we'll do wet ammo storage for now, and then we'll make the change later. Again, this is most likely not a particularly good tank, but it's probably fine. We can slowly start introducing medium tanks until we get this tank division to about 30 width. It's gonna take a little bit more time, but we're getting there. We're getting there. We can also replace Beck with Halda. There we go. And we can start spending some army experience on Doctrine. So we'll get this. No, just do mobile infantry. I think it's fine. If you don't do the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, the Soviets start justifying on you fairly early on. So extra time we can buy ourselves just good business. I have to say, though, the military ramp-up with all the bonuses to military construction has been admirable. We're up to 83 mils, but yeah, you can see my factories are dropping off. 44 on consumer goods alone is disgusting. Let's start planning for our raid on Eben Emal Fortress. We'll use... Honestly, I should name these after channel members as well. And who better than Cullen the Hound? Yes, Cullen... You will drop on Belgium from the Rhineland. You have reasonable chances of success. The risks are high, but the rewards can be so much greater. It's going to take 30 days to prepare, and then I can drop that whenever we're ready to hit the Belgians. It looks like a good idea. As for air, we fully decked out the entire tree, so I might as well trade Kesselring for someone else. Von Greim, welcome aboard. I think we're going into this not a moment too soon. Our economy is on the verge of collapse. Oh, I need that Polish gold. On strike force along the coastline, all armed forces are deployed as far as I can see, and I've also put up a few fighters over my own territory. Mostly to keep the hated British and French from bombing everything I own. At least that's the idea here. Should be relatively easy to overrun these enemies. Alright, Poland says no, as expected. I can invite Yugoslavia to my faction. That's gonna break this whole path, isn't it? I'm not going to do that. There we go, they know what's coming. We'll simply declare war. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, not gonna call anyone in. The infantry can launch an all-out offensive. Should be easy enough to push through to where we want to go. And then we will push into Danzig quickly so they won't be able to reinforce it. We'll pin everything around Danzig and then 2 divisions walk into it because this used to be demilitarized. As for the armor, well, they'll literally drive wherever they want to. So let's get going. I can now either throw away the MIFO bills and be stuck with everything being broken. Not what we want. An economy of conquest is here. This is just MIFO bills with a different name. And we will be encircling pretty much half the Polish army here. And the French do nothing. Except try to bomb us. But I think we have the better airplanes, so we should be able to whittle the French and British air forces down. There goes Krakow. Warsaw is also gone. Poland is already dead. It took me 7 days. And there goes Poland in 7 days of war. On to the Dutch. We'll take the Cass over here and put them up over the Benelux as well. Alright, we go establish the General Government. Sure, it's stuff we don't have to occupy, and Mr. Rosenberg gets more powerful with each of these clicks. I'll put Germans in charge. I can trust Germans. And now with Poland capitulated, we can seize the Polish gold reserves, and this is going to be helpful. This is going to cut down on our use of consumer goods by a little bit. Unfortunately, it is going to make all of Poland less compliant, and it's going to hurt local resources, local construction speed. Pretty much just, you know, the country's going to feel it, but I need money. And I'll take the money. Take the money and run. Alright, around the Maginot it is. We'll simply declare war. Reason I'm doing these one by one is quite simple, honestly. Otherwise it would be too fair. First, let's just finish them off so I can show you clearly what I mean. And we are making fools of the Dutch. They are gone. That took us literally hours, really. All right, next stop, Belgium. All right, for Belgium, again, we have this raid here. Chances of success are actually very high because of the air superiority and the intelligence we have on the area. We're going to declare war. Still not calling anyone in. The Eben Emal raid has finished with success. The river crossing penalty against Belgium is reduced by a quarter. Not bad. The forts in Wallonie take 4 levels of damage. So yeah. This one's worth doing. Now, the reason I do the Netherlands first and Belgium second is because it results in the entire northern border of Belgium being very, very open, meaning I can swat them aside at my will. And this does not end up becoming a massive slog. There we go. We already Dunkirked the British. And as soon as Namur and or Liège fall, the Belgians are done for. We are thrashing them in the air. Nice. Already into northern France. Let us continue down towards Paris, Le Havre, and Rouen. And once we capture those, we have our victory. Let's also seize the Dutch gold reserves. Thank you very much. And we'll issue some campaign instructions against France. Now, this is operational planning. So depending on how many focuses from the military branch we've done, we get a set of bonuses here for all French corps. In this case, 10% division attack for armor, 10% armor speed, 5% breakthrough. Not bad. It lasts 45 days. I'd say this is a pretty decent thing to get virtually for free. As soon as Belgium falls, we're going to shift all of our air to northern France. There we go. The Belgians have fallen, unfortunately. I am sorry, my brothers. It had to be done. And we continue on to Paris. This has been a campaign that has taken 9 days. Our economy might be shit, but our military is second to none. And there goes France. We'll establish Vichy France because I don't want to occupy all of that. There we go. Bunch of guns as well. Nice. Thank you for the donation. Might as well deal with Luxembourg here. They might have gold reserves. I love gold. Right, let's seize the Belgian gold reserves. How is our economy of conquest looking? A lot less terrifying than before. Still not the best. I also think it is time we bully the Royal Air Force a little bit. We'll fight over the channel for a bit. See if I can't bait them into a massive fighter battle. We'll just seize the French gold reserves. Seems like a good investment. These seem like fairly favorable fighter duels. Should be able to get rid of most of their air, I guess. But I do have trouble with rubber, but that's just part of the course for the Germany run. I forgot to do this. I'm going to dump a couple of spies in the Soviet Union and start getting collaboration governments. Now let's just get Operation Sea Lion on our way. Let's declare war on the Danes. And miraculously, of course, they have folded like a cheap suit. There we go. Next up, let's get a naval invasion going. Usually around Kristiansand is easiest. If you hit him around Oslo, you might run into some trouble. I can seize the French gold reserves again? No. I've just checked. This is a currently ongoing bug. So sometimes the seize gold reserves thing comes back. Wouldn't worry about this too much. It's known. It's being worked on. So I'll not exploit it today. I need one more point for the Landkreuzer, but I also need super heavy tank chassis. I'm not that far off though. 454 days. That's a lot, but it would get a lot shorter if I then did treaty with the USSR, which gave me a 200% bonus. Also, fun fact, 3 of my inner circle have reached the final tier of their focus tree, and I can now make a choice. A strong successor, where I can replace Hitler with Todt, Hess, or Goebbels, one of the 3 in ascendance. Or we don't do that, and instead I get loyal inner circle, which is overall pretty good. Other than roleplay, I don't see a use for the strong successor, honestly. They will provide cover in southern Norway, and we are simply going to declare war. Don't have to do this, I just like getting as much out of this one war as I can. Unfortunately, which has been embargoed by Sweden. That is actually quite annoying. Well, looks like the Norwegian campaign's off to a good start. Everything is landed. Which brings us to the next stage of our operations. Fyodor von Bock. We plan for the future. We're going to try and hit the UK a little along the south side. And then we throw everything in. We throw everything north to try and do the damage that we need to have done. And then we will get Operation Sea Line for the next 150 days, giving us quite a few benefits if we're trying to invade. Honestly, this is pretty powerful. This is pretty powerful if you're trying to do Sea Line. First off, we'll do Operation Green. 28 days. We'll get the Irish involved. After that, depending on how our war in the UK goes, I might extend it a bit so I can do Seize Foreign Industries and Form die Zentrale Planung. That will allow me to have a very powerful industry when it is time to meet the Soviets in, well, on the field of honor, let's say. Oh, nice. We can do what's called a Pathfinder raid. You can drop paratroopers behind enemy lines to prepare for an incoming invasion. I am curious to see what that does for us. Meanwhile, Norway is pretty much cooked. Yeah, as expected. Unfortunately, this preparation does seem to take a while. 30 days. Anyone else I want to pick a fight with? I could potentially pick a fight with Italy. Mostly because I genuinely don't want to, you know, have them on my side. It would be as easy as doing Operation Alaric. Could declare war on Yugoslavia, get their stuff. Alright, let's draw the Irish in. I don't think anyone cares about the Irish. Naval landing is being hampered a little bit by the fact that we don't have naval superiority. I could achieve it though. What if I just bomb them? That would help. Just naval strike in the channel. It would eventually, there we go, turn the seas green. All right, I'm gonna start this. We'll launch the raid. Click that big red button. Have they landed? They have landed. It was successful. So for the entire state here, there is now a state modifier that reduces the invasion penalty and gives us 20 hours of supply grace. Okay, we can make that work. Let's get going. Launch the naval invasion. All bomber wings can now shift away, and we are going to bomb the hell out of the southern England air zone. Let's get bombing. We're gonna hit the UK with everything we have now. All right, so we'll be able to take at least one of these tiles. We'll land, and then we commence offensive operations. We should be able to make this work. Yes! Full success, gentlemen. We have achieved our goals. So first off, I'm sending in the infantry because if I send the armor in too fast, we risk overwhelming the supply in the area. That would be bad. If there's no supply, we have serious problems. I don't want to take London. I want to encircle London. Several of our units did take significant damage in the straight crossing there. Not everything has been amazing so far, but on the whole, can't complain. If I can keep London encircled, I have opportunities to draw out the war for a little bit longer to get the most out of it. We'll also send our armor over to Dover. Air superiority is more or less achieved. Okay, good. I want to grab expanding Kummersdorf. That will give me a bonus to the Landkreuzer. And I do want the Landkreuzer. All right, we have achieved encirclement of London. Everyone else, vorwärts. That includes the Panzerwaffen. Go, 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 go. Unfortunately, one of my armored units did get caught out at sea. Rarely a good time when you're facing the Royal Navy. Not much to be done about it now. A little while ago, I did unlock better airplanes. Should probably make them. See, I'm getting so excited playing with all these new toys. I forget about the old toys that I already have. And seizing all these British installations is also very cool. Just don't take the city itself. Just kill the troops there. Don't take the actual city. There we go. Time to finish the job. We'll keep the UK on life support for the time being, while I work my way through some focuses that require me to be at war with a major power. Tripartite tact. So for the purpose of being historical, you can sign this. This will block you from doing Operation Alaric. But today, for the purpose of being historical, we shall sign the pact. Mussolini gets to live. For now. I've just encircled them in their own backyard. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Okay, I may have potentially messed up a little bit in not properly finishing them off here quickly. So we're shifting some more air in, bringing in additional forces, and we shall stem the tide once more. Simply reorganize, going for another swing. Don't worry, we got this. We got this. Okay, not gonna lie, getting a little concerned. getting a little concerned. I have retaken the air superiority though, so that's not. Oh, for God's sake! Stop pushing me! This is 100,000% on me. This is me being humbled by the AI because I got cocky. More and more of their units are being brought home from across the empire. The longer you draw this out, the more difficult it will become. It doesn't look like much now, but trust me when I say they will crush you with numbers. We're gonna do the campaign instructions against United Kingdom, and this should allow us to at least I am, however, overwhelming local supply. We're no longer drawing this out, so we're going to take London. We're going to reorganize the army in a way that hopefully makes sense. I need to get these guys out. Oh my god, I've just completely fucked this up. Alright, the armor has fuel again. Once it trickles in, we'll be able to make this work. Oh, we have created an accidental pocket here, though. They're all trapped without a port. They did not defend Liverpool well enough, and we will now crush them. The armor has been refueled. So this speaks both to me being an idiot and the AI being improved, but mostly it speaks to the fact that there is so much fun to be had now that I can get lost in this. I've done this a billion times, and I'm having the time of my life with this. It is making me pay attention to something that I've done a billion times over. Well, the UK's callback operations is going to backfire horribly. There it goes. Pretty much their entire army, I think. Yeah, well, didn't even have to kill them. The UK has capitulated. The war is over. So I'm pretty much just going to take Luxembourg and Alsace-Lorraine. General government gets most of Poland, and I'll take Poznan, Gdynia, and Danzig for myself. I can get cores on those. Well, May 1940, and the war is concluded. Reichskommissariat Großbritannien will put a German in charge. It seems like the sensible thing to do. We'll give them Ireland as well. Oh, look at that. Big old Reichskommissariat. We'll add another one for Norwegen. Beautiful. I'll give them over to Kiesling. That will be funny. And just like that, we have a massive empire all to ourselves. I decided to puppet the French because I wanted to see what happens, and getting that portrait is not... Yeah, that's a man who realizes he is not only forced to live in Paris, but he has to listen to a German. Another fun fact. Our French puppet immediately absorbs Vichy France and gets its cores, and it just keeps getting better. Let's also steal some British gold reserves. Anyway, after absorbing all of that, we can almost achieve autarky. I just need 150 oil at my disposal. I am extracting 147. I need 3 more oil. Where can I get oil? Where can I get some oil? Alright, so several of these places give me their oil. We're going to see if I can get them to give me more by building infrastructure there. I just want to see if it actually works. Oh, it worked! I built a little bit of infrastructure, and we have all the oil we could need. Autarky achieved. That is going to fix our economy of conquest, turning it into something stable. Speaking of something good, how about we build a couple more nuclear facilities? The only real thing we have left to do is fight the Soviets and the Americans. Might as well go all in on the Wunderwaffen for this. I have more mills than I know what to do with anyway. Oh, magnificent. With that Soviet bonus, we have 100 days for the super heavy tank chassis. And then it is mousing time, baby. There we have it, 1940, we have achieved autarky. We can always go down here to Uranverein, making it even faster to get nukes. And baby, do I want nukes. This is on my to-do list. So I'm thinking we take out the Soviets, and if we're close enough to nukes, we turn Washington, D.C. to ashes before we go. Ladies and gentlemen, it is here. It will take 586 days. It will cost a fortune, but it will allow us to produce the Landkreuzer. And we have to. We simply have to. Ferdinand Porsche, start mine engine, bitte. As for air, helicopters are on the menu, I'd say. Heinrich Fokker, get to work. Well, I've just discovered that Romania's up to something. They're justifying on Yugoslavia. I don't care. Honestly, 10 days, that's fine. They can do that. However, I'm just about to do my own thing, and your timing is quite unfortunate, Romania. Fortunately, we are working on our third collaboration government. It's not quite done, but when this finishes, we don't have to drive that far. I just have more factories than I know what to do with right now, so I guess we're building more of these engineering sites. And there goes a war with the USSR. Ooh, a new event, an offer from disgruntled Cossacks. I mean, sure? Kosaken Cavalry Division. That's a cool icon, I guess. Thanks. Back to the infantry you go. I'll let this army simply battle plan its way through Yugoslavia because I genuinely don't care. And we will take the Soviet Union apart on our own. Victory is at hand. The Finns are in as well. Now we're just going to start pushing our way south. Ah, there's Krebs. Welcome, Krebs. The Yugoslavs have joined the Comintern. Yeah, that's not going to save you. That is going to be annoying. Oh man, I can add a self-propelled super heavy artillery. It doesn't slow the unit down. A small organ, but look at the soft attack. That adds like 50 soft attack all on its own. And I can afford it. Yeah, supply consumption obviously is unhinged. Just look at the stats on these things. The stats! Speaking of stats, that's a good amount of damage already. And of course, my bane for each and every war I ever start or join. Oh, my puppets. My billions and billions and billions of puppets want in. And I honestly just want a button that allows me to turn this off. I'm going to allow them all in because I find it exceptionally annoying. Yeah, we've already penetrated behind the enemy lines. There's nothing here. There's nothing here. Okay, the units on Odessa are weak enough to leverage my air and just shunt them off the tile, I think. Let's issue a campaign instruction against the Soviet Union. Everything goes according to plan. And that is Odessa secured. This, yes. And we're just going to keep pushing the armor forward, driving as far forward as we can, capturing as much land as we can, so we can get to Rostov and Voroshilovgrad. I can probably battle plan this. I've got total air superiority. 173. Super heavy artillery it is. You know what? You can have some supply. Oh, I love it. It's insane. It's unhinged. It's wild. And I'm here for it. I am so ready for this. Let's do some more engineering. Cruiser subs. Ooh, super heavy battleship. Yes. We are going for the timeline where all the Wunderwaffen actually work. I am battle planning a lot, which is not what you really want to do. If you play your cards right, you really want to be using tanks, encirclements, that sort of stuff. I'm battle planning for the most part because I have such stupidly good units. I do think Germany might be a bit too powerful. Ah, sweet. I've discovered helicopters in 1941. More factories to this. There may still be time to throw these at Moscow and have my Ride of the Valkyrie. Ride of the Valkyries. Now let's expand the General Government so we can make Poland slightly larger. Oh, there goes Yugoslavia. Just drive to Minsk. See if we can actually make it happen. I've got massive CAS advantage. I've got green air everywhere. As long as I have supply, I can probably keep driving. No way. No way we actually made it to Minsk. Yeah, their entire center has evaporated. While there's nothing behind the line, we'll let the armor push forward. Oh, I almost feel bad about this. Let's go grab some helicopter transports. Now, you might be wondering, what do the helicopters actually do? Let's take, for instance, our tanks. There is a base support company called a helicopter brigade. And what that thing does is provide a worse but combined version of a field hospital, a recon company, and a logistics company, providing bonuses from all three, but it's slightly worse than standard versions of this. However, that base version can then stack with dedicated versions of those. Helicopters overall get the dedicated recon, dedicated transport, and dedicated field hospitals, and those lines provide very much improved, but of course much more expensive versions of these base companies. Stats on these are magnificent. All right, it's time to get myself a nuclear reactor. 577 days. Ooh, well, best get started now. It's going to be our first nuclear reactor, and with that, the atomic race is on. Let's start increasing the pressure on the Soviets. I would like to be in Moscow soon. I'd like to complete my mission to keep Unternehmen Barbarossa, which gives me 129 days. I have to capture Moscow, Leningrad, and Stalingrad. Ooh, that is 53 divisions in this one pocket. Oh, your army's a joke, Stalin. I will drive to victory all along the front. Victory will be achieved through bold maneuvering like this. Oh, I haven't had this much fun in a while. I've simply driven to Leningrad. They don't have anything left in the back line. Their entire army's committed and they've pretty much lost already. Considering how many horrible games I've played recently, just the feeling of winning is nice for once. Just feeling like you're in control for the entire run. It's gone. The Soviet army is gone. I can battle plan to victory now. All right, Achtung Panzers, head to Moscow. Literally just drive to Moscow. Well, damn, they have an armor-piercing motorized division that can pierce all of my mediums. That said, my mediums weren't that great to begin with, but, you know, that's the first time I've seen the AI produce something that can vaguely hurt me. Okay, and with that, we have completed Führer Directive 21. We have completed Barbarossa. Just go. Just go. Doesn't matter, just go. They have nothing left to stop me. I'm literally just carving off chunks of their front line and there's nothing they can do about it. This is entirely now a sideshow. We're just gonna wait until we get the capitulation. Oh, we can magic up another Reichskommissariat. Ukraine, welcome aboard. And now we have Ostland ready for the fold. Beautiful. Another Reichskommissariat. Let's see if we can liberate the people of Engelsmarkstadt. The Volga Germans will be free once more. The fate of the Volga colony. It's now a core state. Volga Deutschland is now a core state of Germany. Oh, it's so dumb. I love it though. Ooh, it's not been good for my super heavy howitzers though. I am 180 of them in the hole. Just build more of them. I have the industry for it, so I don't really care. And just like that, the world's greatest peace deal, the German Reich, is triumphant. So we get a couple of extra cores, and we are now the Greater German Reich. Beautiful. Now, fortunately, to get to America, our job is made slightly easier. Crossing the Atlantic, 70 days for a war goal on the US, a bonus for marine technology and doctrines, along with a nice bonus to overall naval invasions, as well as getting a ton of additional dockyards, and then we can shatter American hegemony. Well, with a new order in Europe established, there's nothing else to do except for finding out how those nukes work. I really want to throw a nuke at Washington. I'll do it all from Bermuda, which I've stacked with rocket sites. I still need to research actual rockets or missiles to put in there. And we can now also challenge the Monroe Doctrine. I just want to see what that does. I have completed my first nuclear reactor test. He thinks we'll keep it classified. Ladies and gentlemen, it has happened. The Ratte has been researched. But we're gonna slap on everything we can find. Flamethrower turret. Yeah. Let's replace the medium naval guns with a heavy anti-air battery. Definitely a good idea. Then we can replace the anti-air with an assault gun. Yes. And now we just add some more rocket launchers to this. Oh, it's magnificent. The engine doesn't need to be jacked up. The armor, a little bit. Like that. 4 kilometers an hour seems realistic. Oh, it's gonna be so stupid. And I love it. Oh, let's start making these bad boys. The P1000 Ratte Landkreuzer. Every military factory in the Reich will be dedicated to the mass production of these magnificent beasts. I'm literally gonna strip everything down except for my land cruiser production. We must have these in the army. We must have as many of these as we can. The fast tank designer is the only option we have for our P1000 Ratte, not the Porsche, not any of the others that would make even a modicum of sense. No, it's Henschel. Well, it's 1942 and America's about to stare down the might of the Reich, the P1000 Ratte. Haha! Ooh, we finished mothership aircraft. I want to see what that does. 3,600 kilometers of range. That looks like a lot, but can we make it better? 5,400 kilometers of range on mothership aircraft. I think I know what I'm going to be making for the foreseeable future. I have More factories than I know what to do with anyway. Look at the range on these bad boys. Huh. Japan has just declared war on my puppet. Why would you do that, Japan? I've recently done the focus. Befriend Japan. Why would you do this, Japan? And what's more, it doesn't just stop with what you already get. You can increase it even more. You get naval engines in there, improve the transmission, naturally. That's like the obvious choice you do there. Specialized field manuals so people know how to drive these things. Slap on the high impact obliterator cannon. Yes! That's not even a question. That's just yes. Meanwhile, I figured out what the destabilizing the Monroe Doctrine actually does. First, of course, you boost their fascism support, or you pick countries that already have a high support for fascism. You send a demand to abandon the Monroe Doctrine, and they can say yes or no. Various factors influences like your strength and their level of fascism support. Countries like Peru, Venezuela, and El Salvador are very likely to say yes. Once they've said no or yes, they're locked in. If they said yes, they also join your faction, and then you get a nice couple of friends who can join you in your glorious crusade against America. We can now destabilize the Monroe Doctrine. In 7 days, America will be notified that their services are no longer required. And just like that, every country in North America has been given a choice, and many of them have left the Monroe Doctrine. Others have decided to stick around. There's no more option to interact with it, so time to go to America, I guess. There we go. We'll integrate the Land Cruiser into one of these divisions. Let's take that one. We'll give them... I'll have to settle for the skull and the tank. That also conveys the mood. And now I get to select my elite special forces, who will be, no doubt, very pleased to be part of this glorious operation. U5 outside Buffalo. You will be the Rat Men. I have 5 Land Cruisers available for you. Do me proud, sirs. It's magnificent. Behold the Ratte. Oh, look at it. Yeah, probably like another year or so to get nuclear fission. We're just going to declare war. We're going to go for it. We're going to call Canada in. Welcome aboard, sir. And we're going to finish the job. Let's see what the P-1000 Ratte can do for us. Look at it go. Oh, it's a little stumped. We'll sort that out. Let's get the air up overhead. Yes, my Air Force can go that far. Damn! I can't believe my armored monstrous. Oh, a 92% river crossing penalty. Yeah, that'll do it. Fortunately, my other tanks don't suffer from this slight design oversight. I can't believe how useless the Ratte is the moment it encounters the slightest bit of resistance. Let's just start doing damage. Still, America dies as it always does. America's also decided to just do away with the Monroe Doctrine, which eventually will give you a free hand in South America as well. So if you dismantle the Monroe Doctrine, you can now do whatever the hell you want, because the US will not protect any of these people. Oh, and the V2 project has finished, which is also a great day, which means I can produce basic ballistic missiles. You know what? Let's crank this up. Let's crank this up to 11. Yeah, I think we're winning the air war here. Our airplanes are of slightly higher quality than whatever the Americans have. Oh God. Yeah, let's leave them to their fate. That taking Bermuda is a pretty good gamble. Well, gamble. It's just a pretty good investment. It's like the perfect staging ground. Oh, sweet. We now have also unlocked medium-range ballistic missiles and the Wasserfall project, surface-to-air missiles. Oh, there's so many cool things here. Of course, I do want the intercontinental ballistic missile at some point. Yes. All right, then. Let's take all of my Rattas and park them somewhere they can do some actual damage. Let's get them over there. Oh, we already have 7 more. 7 more magnificent bastards. The power of the Ratte is inevitable. All right, we have the Uran machine. That is... All right. That means we can get nuclear fission projects going. I guess I can put Heisenberg to work. Start making some nukes, and then Adolf Thiessen. Go figure out what a commercial nuclear reactor is, please. All right, Landkreuzer forward. Oh, we're... We just annihilate whatever we come into contact with. It's like, hello, guten Tag, goodbye. Love to see it. Best investment I've made. This is the ultimate meme unit, and I'm here for it. It's not just a funny meme. They're actually good. They're actually good. This thing shouldn't be allowed to drive this air. It's not able to cross a bridge. It cannot use paved roads because they will collapse. I cannot put into words how stupid this whole thing is, but it is also the coolest thing I've seen in Hearts of Iron in a long time. Alright, I've just realized I have gravely misjudged the range of my ballistic missiles. So basic ballistic missiles don't really have the range to threaten America. So let's just finish the job here and be done with it. Ratte forwards. Oh, we've taken barely any casualty. Oh, Spain's now my puppet. Cool. Right, I was doing a focus there. Operation Felix, yeah, they just gave up. Goodbye. And then we can do Operation Isabella afterwards and annex Reichskommissariat Iberien. Is it the dumbest thing I've done so far? Possibly. But it has been so much fun, though. Non-stop. Yeah, something tells me the US has not just been caught with its pants down. I don't think they were wearing any when we walked in the door. Ooh, fleet submarines. All right, we're just gonna do every weird project then. Fine, I'm here for it. Meanwhile, we have fully ratified an entire army. Oh, somebody's going to have a very bad day when they drive up. When these boys roll up. Oof. Please deliver my Landkreuz chassis, please. And just like that, it's over. They could not stand against the Ratte. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to share a little bit of the spoils here with Japan. If I'm clever about this, though, I can get what I want, and I can lock them out from taking too much more. And just like that, oh god, we come out of this with a significantly enlarged army. Mexico's joined Japan. Okay then, Mexico. You want to be that way? That's that's just fine. I genuinely don't care. You are dead. Well, next step, Japan, and for that we can use this significantly enlarged high seas fleet. All right, establish protectorates in America. Reichskommissariat Nordamerika, and then we can do Reichskommissariat Columbus. Okay, I love the effort they put into this. Just keep expanding your puppets. This way is very nice. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm very pleased with this. I don't think my Ratas are very good. I mean, they take massive penalties to everything that is not a fort tile. So, all in all, it's not the greatest vehicle we could have deployed for this war. That said, it is magnificent. The units are magnificent. Just look at them. And there goes Mexico. Great news. Great news. Well, I think it's time we bring pain to Japan now. So very much pain. Oh, they're gonna have a bad day here. I think we're now ready for the greatest meme in military history. I'm going to launch a naval invasion using the Ratte. So air is up, navy's up. I've got my 160 of my mothership aircraft just shooting down whatever the Japanese can still put up in the sky. Our technological marvels will create havoc for them. So I'm trying to naval invade using P-1000s. The enemy will never suspect the thing that the navy they see is actually simply going to drive up on the beaches. No! Oh, who would have known? The Ratte is actually useless. No, they're not good at naval invasions. No, I shouldn't have used them to hit the port, but everywhere else though. Hallo. Or as we say here, Guten Tag. And so to turn tides. Oh, they're doing last stand? That's annoying. Onwards. Yeah, that last stand's not gonna... It's not gonna save you. My little rat boys, go to Tokyo, to victory. Just look at the models. Look at these models and tell me you don't think this is the best thing since sliced bread. And I know you guys love sliced bread. I'm not even gonna bring in the armor. I'm not going to bring in anything else except maybe some cast. Though, just to prove a point, I shouldn't. I don't need cast. All I need is rats. Yes. Show us the rat. Look at them. Oh, the units are so amazing. The models are so great too. These are just really good models. Yeah, there's nothing that can stand before these things. Not when I have the air. And I'm securing the air using the 160 mothership aircraft. And I've also stolen some of Japan's advancements by stealing their naval facilities. So if you steal someone's naval facilities, not only do you get a portion of the project they were working on, but you can use them yourself, leading me to currently have many facilities. Yes, methinks Japan would probably have preferred I nuke them, considering just the amount of damage this many P-1000 Rattes must be doing to their infrastructure. Is there a single road in Japan left untouched, uncrushed? Oh, don't let your memes be dreams, boys. Anything is possible if you believe hard enough. Can German tanks naval invade Japan? Yes. Yes, they can. So end our escapades, I guess. And with that, we have done unspeakable things to the world. We have crushed every bit of infrastructure in... Oh, Hirohito survived. It's okay, though. We've crushed every bit of infrastructure in Japan. We have laid low the Americans, and, well, let's not mention what we did to the Russians. All in all, really impressed with this new focus tree. It will give you so much content. Love, absolutely adore the special projects. Some of them, though, take a very long time to research. They're like really late game. But I can see so much fun being had with these. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed my first look at historical Germany. And I hope you will enjoy historical Germany yourself. If you're interested, got a link down below. It will take you to the Paradox store, where you can pick up this DLC or any other Paradox game for the same price as Steam. It gets you a Steam key and it helps you support the channel. Anyway, I hope to see you guys in the next video as well. Goodbye.